So you're suffering from bad knee pain, some lower back pain, foot, ankle pain, and it's not a fun spot to be. Let me tell you a quick story that might help you a lot. Back in 2016, 2018, I was working for retail companies over the summer at high school, college, and part-time while I was at school. Think places like Levi's, J. Crew, Docker, and they gave you a ton of free clothes. They also had some promotion where every month where we hit our sales goal as a team, we would get a free item. So as the months went by, I started having a ton of jeans and outerwear and jackets and clothing. And since I was going to the gym for the first time, I started taking a lot more care of my appearance. And one of the things that I really wanted was a nice pair of white shoes. Back then, there was this like white Vans trend from a meme on Vine. There was this really big sense of like the shoes you wear with the streetwear, hype wear. It was a big trend. So I was looking online, and the ones that I really wanted were these white Air Jordans ones. Think like a closed toe box. They were like raised like an inch and a half off maybe like an inch off the ground. They looked really clean, like just absolutely stunning. When I bought those, I had money for the first time now. I felt so fresh walking around. But here's the problem. Because they were raised like an inch off the ground, I'm already like a taller guy. I'm 6'2". I felt really weird in them. Like I was like, whoa, like I was walking on pogo sticks. I felt very off balance. One of like the fears I had in the back of my head was if I get into like a fight on the street, even though it's never happened, I'm in bed at like 7 p.m., bro. It's like I woke up at 3:45 a.m. today. Like that's not my life. But I had this fear of like, I'm going to lose. Like, I'm so off balance. It was a stark contrast to when I went to the gym and I would lift barefoot to be close to the ground. And I felt very strong, very in control, very relaxed. And my legs felt a lot better. But the shoes look clean. So I was like, these with blue jeans, it was nice in terms of looks. But then additionally, because the toe box was so close, on top of being late, like, how do I explain this? Because my toes were squished together, I was even more off balance and more uncomfortable. And as clean as those shoes looked, I would just not wear them unless I was at some really like special occasion. Like I wanted to look really fresh for like, going out with the guys somewhere or going on a date. Otherwise, it was too uncomfortable to wear. Now, currently it's 2026. There is a growing-ish trend of people wearing barefoot shoes. I haven't seen very strong research on it, but then again, you don't need research to prove how you feel. I found, because I've had some knee injuries as well that made me really focus on what I'm wearing, that if you do these two hacks, your knees, your ankles, your hips, your lower back will feel a million times better. And that's simply buy shoes that, one, are very close to the ground. The thickness of the bottom of them is as low as possible. And on top of that, what I do is I take out the insole. So right now I'm wearing these like motorcycle boots. I like the look of brown boots a lot. You probably can't see them, but they're linked in my main channel in my What I Wear Testosterone Safe Clothing kit. I think the two are combined into one if you want to check them out. I picked these motorcycle boots because, yeah, they look clean and nice, like a ton of other boots on Amazon. And I've worn some other boots that kind of have that thick chunk in the back, and they just felt so bad on my knees. So these being close to the ground is great. But then I take out the insoles of the shoes on top of that. So now I'm even closer to the ground. And the other benefit of taking out the insoles is that the toe box gets a little tiny bit wider. That's the other thing I also look for in shoes. I want a shoe that has more area around the front of it. The reason being, if you look at what people like, native tribes like in the Amazon who aren't really civilized, or whatever, they aren't really civilized. So losers, no, I'm kidding. But they're just not industrialized, whatever the word is. Like they're not in the world we're in. Their toes naturally spread out. Even our ancestors, they had naturally very, very wide toes. So, while I haven't found like a barefoot brand I could recommend, or I haven't seen research on that side, I'll always opt for shoes that do those two things. They have a wide toe box, they're close to the ground, then I take out the insoles, which helps them be a little closer to the ground and have an even wider toe box. and it's helped me tremendously. Like I mentioned earlier, I've had a really severe knee injury, and that's why I've had to care about this issue even more. But I know for a fact, a lot of people who are dealing with knee, hip, lower back issues, it's because of the shoes they wear every day. So if you're interested, the shoes that I wear, I have two of them. One like boots for looking nice, and then one like gym shoes. They both have these things, but they're linked in again in my kit on my main channel. Check them out if you're interested, but the next time you go to buy shoes, try making that little tweak to finding these sorts of shoes, and that'll help tremendously with all sorts of pains. All right, bro, wishing you the best and have a productive rest of your day.